How about them Cowboys?
Angry Cowboys fan, are you down to ride? Angry Cowboys fan, are you down to ride? Drop a like on the video, go ahead and subscribe.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation and Angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. And as the head coaching search continues in Dallas, some coaches have dropped off the list, while another coach has made it onto said list, and people can't stand it. As it currently stands, Mike Rabel, Bill Belichick, Ben Johnson, and Alan Glenn have all been hired by different organizations that are not the Dallas Cowboys. Coaches that the Cowboys organization are looking toward are either coaches or players that have a history with the Dallas Cowboys. Coaches like Kellen Moore, Deion Sanders, Jason Witten, and most recently offensive coordinator under Mike McCarthy, Brian Schottenheimer. Not only has Cowboys Nation been voicing their displeasure with the thought of Brian Schottenheimer coming to the Dallas Cowboys to be the head coach, a lot of the talking heads in the media have been doing the exact same thing. On a segment of Unsportsmanlike, Chris Canty, Evan Cohen, and Michelle Smallman discussed the thought of Jerry Jones hiring Brian Schottenheimer as the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. So we're going to take a listen to the 3 clips that I got for y'all, and y'all know what we're going to do. We're going to come back and unpack this raw and uncut. So, Angry Cowboys fans, let's take a listen to the first clip from Unsportsmanlike.
I think I am going to be shocked if Deion would get that job, because everybody that they're interviewing would indicate that Jerry Jones just wants to coach the team.
Jerry wants to coach?
Not actually, but figuratively. Brian Schottenheimer. No, I'm serious. No, I mean, it's getting ridiculous.
Give him the whistle.
The candidates that he's interviewing, I mean, what are we doing here? I'm not saying these aren't good football coaches, but Brian Schottenheimer, Kellen Moore, Anthony Lynn, and Leslie Frazier is your candidate pool right now? What does that indicate? That Jerry wants to run it and he wants Jason Witten on the staff. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude. Leslie Frazier, Anthony Lynn are accomplished coaches, have been head coaches in the league. It's great that they're getting another opportunity. Kellen Moore, okay, but like, is anyone that impressed with Kellen Moore? And no. Brian Schottenheimer? What do we? Oh, every indication is Jerry wants to be in charge, and he wants Jason Witten on someone's staff.
Y'all see the way Chris Canty started laughing at the fact of Jerry Jones wanting to coach the team? The thing is, Cowboys Nation, I couldn't agree more. I mean, it has been done, Cowboys Nation. How many times have y'all said Al Davis when I would mention it in recent videos? You guys were absolutely correct. Give yourself a pat on the back, but Jerry Jones doesn't have the stamina to actually do the physicality that comes with being a head coach. But he can put some goons in position that will do his bidding for him. I feel Mike McCarthy wouldn't agree to this, and this is why you saw him leave the organization. As much of a joke as it may seem, it's sad that Cowboys Nation has to even consider Jerry coaching this damn team, but that's where we're at right now. But jumping into the next clip that I got for you, Chris Canty goes off on the thought of Jerry Jones undermining the head coach of the team. So let's go ahead and take a listen to that so we can come back and talk about it. Roll the clip.
It doesn't make sense to me that he continues the same pattern of behavior with undermining his head coaches. And then he can't figure out why his team can't get to where they want to go. It's because there's no consistency in terms of messaging and a chain of command. There isn't. And until you change what you're doing, the results on the field are going to be the same. That's why every other team in the conference has been to the conference championship game over the last 30 years, except for the Dallas Cowboys.
From what I can tell, Cowboys Nation, Chris Canty is telling zero lies detected. Every coach that's had to coach for the Dallas Cowboys has had to deal with this from Jerry Jones. Not one can do their job properly, but everyone wonders why the Dallas Cowboys remain stagnant when it comes to an NFC championship game or a Super Bowl. If you continue to do what you've done, you will get what you have gotten. Real talk. But now going into the last clip, Michelle Smallman has a great saying that I kind of want to expand on in my Raw and Uncut. So let's take a listen to that so we can come back and unpack said Raw and Uncut. Let's take a listen to that clip.
Well, you know, one of my favorite sayings, if you're not changing it, you're choosing it. Yeah. And right now the Dallas Cowboys are actively choosing to not be as good as they could be. They're actively choosing to put the spectacle and the headlines and the relevancy over winning. So it makes all the sense in the world to me why they're taking this approach, because it makes no sense to the rest of us. And that's typically what it is with the Dallas Cowboys. That's the narrative. They operate in a completely different way than the 31 other teams in the NFL.
Well, they didn't think they were going to be in this position, right? I think Jerry Jones got caught flat-footed. He didn't expect that Mike McCarthy would have as much interest in league circles, and he didn't think McCarthy would walk away from continuing to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys under the conditions that Jason Witten be a part of the staff. But as a head coach, you want the opportunity to be able to choose your staff. And Mike McCarthy said, to hell with this. Rather than staying here, I'd rather be a coaching free agent and see what else is out there rather than be saddled with somebody that I don't necessarily want or need on my coaching staff.
You didn't think Mike McCarthy would just walk away from the prestigious Dallas Cowboys job? I'm sorry, but I would walk away too if I couldn't do my job correctly the way that I knew how. But y'all ready for this Raw and Uncut? Y'all ready? Let's get it. The saying that Michelle Smallman said was absolutely priceless. If you're not changing it, you're choosing it. This is the problem with the Dallas Cowboys organization. Jerry Jones has done nothing to change the situation the Cowboys have seen themselves go through year on top of year. It's kind of the story of the Dallas Cowboys fans, no less. I mean, keep it a buck. But Cowboys Nation knows the real and are doing what they have to do in order to change the situation in Dallas. Continue those hashtags, Cowboys Nation. But my honest opinion on Brian Schottenheimer or Kellen Moore being hired for the Dallas Cowboys head coach is that Jerry wants a yes man in that position. A person that he could tell what to do and not have to have any talk back. Something which is the opposite of Deion Sanders. Someone that won't question the establishment and will continue to turn a blind eye on what's going on in the Cowboys organization. Honestly, I can see Kellen Moore as the head coach, Brian Schottenheimer as the offensive coordinator, Jason Witten as the tight end / head coach in waiting, Leslie Frazier as the defensive coordinator, and so on. This way, Jerry Jones could be the one to tell the press that it was his genius that put the coaching staff together and they won a Super Bowl together. But as we all know, the things that Jerry tries to do, they don't turn out well, and he has a hard time admitting it, doesn't he, Cowboys Nation? He won't admit to the fact that Trey Lance was not the right move for the Dallas Cowboys and we shouldn't have spent a 4th-round pick on him. He won't admit to Amari Cooper and how Amari Cooper should have stayed on the team. He won't admit to Dez Bryant, and the list goes on. I'm sorry, but Jerry Jones sits back as if the entire NFL is not laughing at the product that he puts out on the field each year. When is it going to be enough, Jerry? When are you going to be able to admit that you do not have the answers to everything, that your football knowledge kind of sucks and is back from the 60s? When will Jerry Jones finally confess that the team needs to have different management in order to move forward? The Jones family don't have to give up their ownership, but just please back the hell off of the team. Back the hell off of player personnel. Allow these coaches to hire their own coaching staff and stop trying to put this band of misfits together just to show the world that you can put a team that can win a Super Bowl together. It doesn't work like that, Jerry Jones. Ask the coach that you let walk out the door to the Commanders. As far as the Brian Schottenheimer situation, other than Kellen Moore or Mike McCarthy coming back to this team, I feel this would probably be the most comfortable situation for the offense led by Dak Prescott. Right now, I see this probably being Dak's last contract as the QB1 for the Dallas Cowboys. If you're trying to reopen your Super Bowl window right now under Dak Prescott, why would you make this man learn a completely different scheme and a completely different playbook? Continuity is key in sports. It's kind of like muscle memory in basketball. If you get that muscle memory down while you're shooting free throws, you will learn not to miss. If Dak and the offense can stick to an offensive scheme that embodies that West Coast style that we're used to, I feel that it would work better than just starting completely over, Cowboys Nation. The way this offseason is shaping up, A part of me wished that Dak Prescott didn't even accept that contract and he would have went out into free agency and allowed some other organization to actually take him serious and who is serious about winning. I hate the fact that these players come to be Dallas Cowboys with championships in mind, but their owners have other plans. They have plans of fattening their pockets even more off the backs of the fan base. There's going to be a time where the fans get fed up with Jerry Jones and you're going to see a mass exodus from Cowboys Nation. It's all fun and games until Dallas Cowboys home games start to look more like away games and those press boxes are sold to the visiting fans. It's all fun and games until we continue to miss the playoffs and continue to be flexed out of primetime television spots. It's all fun and games when Jerry starts to see his empire crumble because he didn't take care of it. But what will we say if it actually worked, Cowboys Nation? This has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. What did you think about what I had to say in this segment? What did you think about the crew of Unsportsmanlike and what they had to say about Jerry Jones? Y'all know how we do. We always talk about it in the comment section. If you're digging the content and want to help get it out to even more Dallas Cowboys fans, drop a like on this video and share it with whomever you know is a Dallas Cowboys fan. If you are DC for life and can't believe the circus that Jerry continues to put on, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release a video, podcast episode, draft coverage, or Madden 25 or College Football 25 gameplay. Like I said before, Cowboys Nation, if you continue to do what you've done, you will always get what you have gotten. If Jerry Jones continues to think he knows more than anybody in football, the Dallas Cowboys will continue to suffer early exits from the playoffs if we make the playoffs at all. And to those people who blame it all on the players, are the players responsible for this circus, or is it the ownership? A circus these players will have to circumvent in order to win. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.